Hello and welcome back to our live stream. We are just a few minutes away from having Betsy and Henry rejoining us at the second checkpoint, where we'll see that second wave of paddlers, the 2 p.m. start and the 10 a.m. start, really start to converge, and we get a chance to look in and at what the live view is looking like. But for now, we're going to cut back to a couple of those early interviews, and then we'll cut over to Betsy.
Tor, you're doing this C1.
Yep.
You are the only C1 straight through racer.
Yes.
How are you feeling about the race?
Good. Confident. I think I've done plenty of training, so I think I'll have no problem making the distance. I'm just trying to make it as comfortable as I possibly can, because it's such a long way, and I'm trying to minimize all the little discomforts that make these kind of things unpleasant. So I want to really enjoy it, at least until the morning, and then kind of hang on through to the finish. So I've got everything very carefully laid out, got all my stuff. I think the fact that they're having support points along the way is going to make a huge difference. It takes away a lot of the tricky logistics, and I can basically just pedal 3-4 hours, eat, repeat times 6, and that's I think going to make it pretty cool.
Nice. And you have done some very long distance racing before.
Yeah.
Including the Yukon.
Yes, yeah, I've done the Yukon twice in a 6-man canoe. And the first part of that is about 21 hours. So I'm kind of familiar with what it's like in a crew boat, but I've never done anything like this in a single. Farthest I've gone is like a stage of DW, so about 6.5, 7 hours.
Yeah.
So this is going to be new.
Yeah.
Yep, I've done DW 4 times now and Yukon twice, the Dordogne once. So familiar with long distance paddling, just new format for me. And doing it in summer is going to be an interesting change as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's quite cool.
Yeah. Hopefully a good change.
Yeah.
Nice. Good luck.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Matt and Lewis from the Royal Boat Non-Performance Athletes team.
Yeah.
We've had a little bit of changes outs lately.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
So the plan, we know John and O'Grady unfortunately couldn't make it. He's been a bit ill, so we've subbed in Lewis Smith. He's going to be our new target. I think we're going to be an improved crew. We're going to go for very much a fast start.
Add a little bit of youth.
Okay, we're going to try and do as much damage as we can on the first leg. Then we're going to be finishing it off as well. Would you say anything to add, Lewis?
No. I feel like I've stepped into some big shoes, but hopefully I can fill them.
Nice. And Lewis, you're just saying you're not used to the ultra distance.
No, I haven't done a marathon like over a year probably. So used to the 500s and thousands really.
Okay, it's just a lot of those.
Yeah, exactly, back to back. Yeah, so hopefully can finish it off.
Matt, you feel like you got the right tactics?
We have got the right tactics, I think we've got it sorted. We've done a lot of planning and preparations this, so I hope it goes well. And we're looking forward to it.
Nice, good luck. Matt and Lewis from... All right, Andrew Burkett. How are you feeling about the race?
Yeah, good. I'm very excited. It's always nice to get a new race in the calendar. I must say, when I saw the race, I thought, wow, this is going to be a good thing. It'll be such a pleasant change to pedal this in like short sleeves and shorts and not have to worry about bloody kegs and all the rest of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have something like in particular that you want to get out now after not being able to finish your full DW earlier this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, DW was a bit of a disappointment not to be able to finish the race. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just really keen to go out there, have a great time, have a good race, and hope for the best.
So you're in leg 1 and leg 5?
Yes, leg 1 and 5. So, yeah, quite nice to kick things off. We've got some good paddlers after me. We've got Joe doing 2 and 6, and in the middle we've got Brett and George, 3 and 4 respectively.
And everyone's in K1s?
Yeah, all K1s. So, we probably made it harder for ourselves than we need to. I think most other teams have either K2s or 6 people But we're doubling up on some of the legs.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
It'll be good.
Are you excited for the mass start?
Yeah, that's going to be quite different to DW. I think, the leg 1 will probably be actually quite a lot of fun, paddling with a whole lot of other people. Feel more like an actual race than DW. It's a lot of fun having people around. Helps pass the time.
Yeah. Can I ask if you have any strategies for the mass start that you're willing to share?
Yeah, well, I think we're just going to try certainly stay at the front, definitely not get dropped. in the first leg, and then even if I can, the last, maybe the last or second last portage, try and build a bit of a gap. But after me, I think Joe's paddling. So I mean, if I do get dropped, he'll catch up again. He's pretty strong. But yeah, I think we really want to probably make a bit of a gap in the third leg, because at the end, Joe's going to have a fast K2 hunting him down. So we need to go into the last leg with a good, 5-10 minute gap at least.
Yeah.
So I think the end is going to be quite exciting.
Who's your biggest competition right now? Who are you looking to?
I think it's the Chelmsford group.
Yep.
So they starting with Pete. They got Will Stroud after that, and then James Wilkinson, and then I forget who's after that. But I think they'll be pretty good. And
Nice.
Of course the Russells. I don't know. When James starts, he's just going to come charging through us like a train. But hopefully we can build a bit of a gap when his rest of his family's paddling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Reese Clark's siblings.
Hey.
How are you feeling about the race?
Go on.
Yeah, I'm actually quite excited. I think it will change once I'm on the water. But right now I feel quite good for it. So I trust this one to get me down. So
I think, we're just kind of keeping it relaxed, trying to go for a finish and just cruise it out, really.
Yeah.
Just don't get too caught up in race tactics or anything. Just settle into the rhythm and just keep it going. So should be all right. Nice and chill, really.
yeah.
Little float down the river.
And you all decided to do this a bit recently.
Yeah, quite short notice.
About a month ago, yeah.
I was umming and ahhing about. Well, I kind of was tempted to do it, and then I thought, do I go K1 or do I go K2? And I was like, Sam's about probably. I'll see if she'd rather do this than DW. So I gave her a phone call, and she didn't say no, which was a yes basically. If it wasn't an instant no, it's I can work on that and get that to be a yes.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how it went down. So
Yeah.
You were easily convinced.
yeah, worryingly.
Awesome. Anything you're worried about with the race?
I think,
Lack of flow.
yeah, a bit of flow would have been nice, but
Yeah.
I've never paddled this far, so I know he.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think we are now live. Hello. I am now coming to you on a new link live from Abingdon. So behind me, you can see a bunch of paddlers getting ready to go. And in front, check this out. We've got our 2 supboarders coming in. So we haven't seen these guys since 10 o'clock this morning. So this is Chris Davison and the 2 guys have been together for, it seems, the entire race so far, which is great. And Gavin Simons, Chris Davison and Gavin Simons. Look at these guys coming in. They're looking pretty strong. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Got some everything's over there.
Here, wait. Let's take off your leash. You need help taking off your leash? Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Do you mind holding on to this? How are you feeling?
Not too bad.
You're on the something to eat.
I've just run out of water, so that's the
Oh,
timing, really.
perfect timing. That's fantastic. It's always nice when you get that right, isn't it?
Yes, we'll see whether we get it right and the rest of it. won't
Yeah.
we?
You guys are just chugging along. You're looking pretty strong.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Through Oxford, there was a load of weeds that we had to avoid, but
Oh, really?
I think we managed just having to stop a few times and get it off the fin. But no, it's good. We're on track to get under 30, hopefully. We'll see, won't we?
Nice. You guys are moving really well. I
I think there's a better flow than we were expecting further up. So we'll see how we get on the next
It
bit.
seems like the rain is kind of coming in.
Coming in.
But no, just that the
Oh,
flow,
right,
because you've got flow from
I
the rain.
thought.
No,
Can't have more
it's
rain,
cleared up now.
surely.
I'm sorry. I won't look over that way.
So yeah, should be a good night.
Good.
Nice.
Amazing. I'll let you go get some
Cheers.
food. You okay there? Awesome. All right. So we can see. Oh, look at this setup. I love this. That is a list of all the locks. Check that out. That is incredibly handy. Clearly, these guys are distance experts, right? These are the guys who've done races like SUP 11 cities, straight through. Oh, there's the weeds. So we just heard about the weeds. Hey,
it's a full weed fest out there.
Yeah, that's what I was just hearing. How are you? How are you feeling? You guys are looking really strong.
Yeah, not too bad actually. Not too bad. Yeah, it's going well.
Good.
Shoulders are definitely feeling it, and
Okay.
in the calves, but apart from that,
Yeah.
not too bad really.
Nice.
So just got some food. I did tell you ran out on that leg. I was like about 5K. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the last bit of water.
Yep.
Right, let's push on.
Yeah. Good
Yeah, no, it's
timing
going
for
well.
it.
It's going well.
Good. Great
There's
to
a
hear
nice
it.
bit of thunderstorm as well, just at
The
the right
thunderstorm.
time,
Yeah, you got really
which is perfect. So I was thinking about going for a swim because I was
Completely-
really hot, and I was like, thank you. It was perfect.
You're like the one person who's been happy about the pouring rain.
Yeah.
First
Oh, it
I've
was
heard.
ideal.
Enjoy the food. All right. So, Chris and Gavin, our top paddlers, have just made it through. Now, there was one other boat through earlier. So George Bosford, who is the K1 paddler, who we saw. If you've been watching the tracker, he's been the first boat on the course, and we saw him take off reasonably quick from the first start at 10 a.m. So even though he's in a K1, he went at the 10 a.m. start with the stand-up paddleboarders, and he's not that far ahead of these two. So it's probably a good choice for him to do the 10 a.m. I think probably a couple of folks in the 2 p.m. who maybe should have done the 10 a.m. as well. And it looks like Craig, who is the third place stand-up paddleboarder coming down, is about 30 minutes out. So not quite as close as he was earlier in the day. It sounds like he probably is losing a bit of time and distance.
Yeah, so funny enough, as George was changing over there, they're having a bit of trouble with his spray deck. So although he has got 5-10 minutes on these guys, he does have to take a longish stop at the next portage to actually get his deck on. If he doesn't, he's going to lose a bit of heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the deck just didn't fit the boat. As we were saying earlier, dry runs and making sure your equipment works.
Yeah,
It's really vital to these sorts of races.
Yeah.
So he's gone from here. He'll meet his crew at the next lock to try and find a deck that works. But trying to find a deck that fits your boat mid-race, that is potential to lose you a bit of time.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't find one, he's going to have a very, very cold night. His knees are going to get stiff. He's going to lock up.
Yeah.
So
that's tough going.
I'm not going to say it's a game changer, but it's certainly a factor that's going to affect the race.
Yeah.
And we'll see how he goes. Hopefully he finds a deck that fits. Off he goes. But it just means all that stress over not knowing whether or not your deck fits.
Yeah.
It to me seems wild.
Yeah.
Dry fit your kit.
He was stopped here for a little while too.
I think a lot of the guys are planning to stop here for a bit because we got the changeover station.
Yeah.
This is an amazingly large location.
Yeah.
So we got this
It's
lovely
a great location.
broad greenery.
Yeah.
The portaging decking here, we've got enough space for 5 to 8 boats, so they can just pull up and not get in the way. Whereas at the previous one, 1.5 boats long, so there wasn't too much argy-bargy. But if 2 boats came in at the same time, then it was tight.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, he's having his lunch on the deck. So yeah, this is an amazing location.
Yeah.
So
One thing that's healthy for me.
Yes. A banana and a Coke to balance each other out.
So yeah, I think we will see the crews stop here, do a decent kit change,
after the rain, get some dry, warm kit on, ready for the night. Because I think this is in DW. A lot of people change at Newbury or get changed at Newbury. No, before Newbury. But yeah, there is a location where they go, right. This is where we're getting ready for the night.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the pre-night slog.
Yeah. It definitely is. And it's a little tricky because it's actually really gorgeous out right now. And it's even a bit warm. And so it's a bit hard to kind of, go ahead and put on your really warm kit, anticipating being cold through the night when it's already so nice out. But it definitely will be chilly later. And
and it is where the weather really is playing havoc, because obviously during the day we had rain, which hampered some of the paddling, certainly hampered some of the broadcasting.
Yep.
Whereas now, fine, we still got clouds, but it is a relatively empty sky, which that means heat lifts very, very quickly. So we're in for a chilly night.
Yeah.
So some of these guys are going to have to work hard to keep warm.
Yep.
Others are going to have to just wrap up, and others are just going to have to suck it up.
Yeah.
None of those are great options. Obviously, working hard to keep warm is a great option, but rather them than me.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a great, I don't know if you all are seeing Gavin's leash setup on the SUP. So there's a lot of discussion around SUP safety about, when you want to have which type of leash. So here we are on a river with moving water. And so I believe the guidance is that you need to make sure that when you're wearing a leash that it is quick release. So I really like this setup here because it's really like out of his way on the board. It's not kind of on his legs or like potential to like get in front of him and twist around. It's just tied onto a little strap. The strap is attached, I think, to his buoyancy aid, and then it's got a little quick release lever that is like super easy access, which makes it super quick to undo. So that's neat. I'm not sure if I've seen exactly that setup before, and it looks like a really nice setup for the river. So these two are getting ready to get back on, and I can see some boats in the distance. So let's see who's coming up next. Yeah, so these guys are looking really comfortable, confident. They're hanging together, which is a great strategy. Yeah. There they go. So
Good luck, guys.
really, really nice work. I think this is a great example of high-level SUP racers. You can see they've also got really nice boards here, so very narrow hard boards. And they've got kind of that dugout type shape. Henry and I were chatting about that earlier, that a lot of the top racing SUPs almost look more similar to a canoe than an inflatable SUP. So it, of course, logically it makes sense that those would kind of end up being similar in design. We did have someone on an inflatable SUP today. So Michael Frost, who I interviewed this morning, he actually just started SUP racing in April, which is wild. It's very recent. And he has done some really big races since then. So he's definitely familiar with that long distance, but he was unfortunately not able to make it through this one. So it looked like he had trouble around the 20K mark and had to withdraw from the ultra. So that was too bad for Michael Frost. So we've just seen a couple other kayakers, but I think they are part of the Thames Challenge, which is a different race running this weekend at the same time. And the challenge is over 3 days. So it's a bit smaller, a bit more accessible for people who were wary of the straight through and didn't want to do the relay option. So they are actually camping out next to us tonight. So their site over there, you can see they've actually got a bunch of tents set up, which is great. So yeah, we've got all of the through the nighters coming through the ultra. And I am expecting to see more of them fairly soon, although it could be a little while longer before. I think we've still got at least 10 minutes before Craig comes through, who's on SEP. Talking to Chris earlier, I thought that was funny that he said that he enjoyed the thunderstorm. I think he's the first person we talked to who actually appreciated it, because he had gotten so hot already. I think since it came when they were further into their race, since they started early, that was probably at a point where he had actually gotten pretty hot on the board and appreciated the cool down.
So who's just coming in, do we think?
There is a K2 here. And I don't think they're racing. I think we've just got a couple of K2ers out enjoying the day. It looks like we've had a bit of trade-offs between the top teams on the GPS. And that's not surprising, right? Because we had the changeover in racers and paddlers from leg 1 to leg 2. And we also had some changes in craft. So we had a few people who swapped over from K1s to K2s. There's actually a number of teams who ended up doing that, which I thought was interesting. I did ask Matt Boley, who started in K2, what he thought about the K2, if he felt like that was the right boat. And he did say he thought the K2 was the right boat off the start for them. So we'll have to check in with more of the teams later and see if they agree. I think we might take another little break before Craig comes back, and then make sure that everyone has the new link. So if you are watching, please go ahead and share the link with anyone else you know who's watching or who's interested, because we did have to change the link, and I'm not sure it is updated on the GPS yet. We got here earlier than we were expecting. It sounds like the flow is a bit higher than was expected, which is kind of what I thought after we saw all that rain earlier. It does seem like it's filtering down a bit. All right, I have just overheard that we have a boat with a broken rudder out, which sounds suboptimal. So I'm not sure which boat that is, but we'll see if we can get more information for you on that.
Eisenlock, boat number 22. How far
Boat
away
number
is
22, I think.
I have kit in the car. Perfect. Okay.
Because primarily there's not that many different types of money, are there?
Yeah, we'll see what we can
22.
what we can find out about a potentially stranded boat with a broken rudder.
So if he's in a Nello, I've got a spare rudder. If he's in a Mars or a Curtin.
All
So
right,
he's in a
trying
bad
to get
stuff.
set up with.
You might be able to fit the Nello in that. Yeah. Certainly find a way of budging it.
And we'll see if we can get some
It's me after all.
racer interviews here as well, because that would be nice. So again, if you,
That's 23 minutes away. 23 minutes. But so he's not going to be able to get here. No, he's not going to be able to get here. So I need someone else able to get stuff, him and stuff to them. Because I've got to go and catch that other lad. You got to go and catch him. George. Yeah, can't let him go into the night. No. So I'm going to get what I need to get him into the night. He's got a red bag and it's in the small pocket. I know that. It's in the small pocket. It's and now I've got his tag. So I'm going to go and find him and get to him. Can I leave that with you to try and work out how to get the rudder? I've got equipment in because you're going to still be hitting the road going that way.
Well, we were going to be here for a while.
Okay.
If you've got that rudder, can I take it?
Yeah, I've got a mellow rudder.
If I can take that, and then I can meet up with you later on.
Let's work out what they've got.
were you mic'd up for that? Did we get that?
So
I don't know if we had our.
I didn't want to because it was
Okay. So let me turn that off. You can. Oh well, I'll turn it back on now. You can relay to everyone what's the latest with the broken rudder.
So boat 22 has lost steering. We don't know whether that's rudder or steering cables have snapped. So it could be either or. So we're trying to find out what. I usually travel around with a kayak first aid kit, which includes spare rudders. So depending on what it is, we can help. But yeah, if it's a snapped cable, yeah, we can find a way around that. We'll get to the finish. But the George, the guy that went off first, something's happened there. So Keith is having to run off and chase him down.
Okay.
I think and this is highly speculative. I'm piecing it together through bits that I'm hearing and not hearing. I think it's his tracker or something that's not working, and Keith doesn't want him going through the night without a tracker or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Where he should be okay to continue. Hopefully, it's just
so Keith is going to
can actually stand in front
chase
of
him
camera.
down very, very rapidly in the car, and
Yeah. That sounds good. You want to check if we're on camera, and then we can.
You are perfectly positioned.
There we go. So here we're on camera. Oh, hey Keith. Yep. So we've got some.
Yep, I've got a spare rudder. So if I give you that and take your car key.
Okay. Well, this is the reality of paddle racing. Is often things go wrong, and it's always nice when you've got someone around with a spare rudder and boat fixing knowledge. So that's a handy thing today. So Henry's gone off with Keith to see if he can help out with the rudder situation. And then it sounds like otherwise things are mostly going well. Yeah, so we've only had one boat drop out so far, which was Michael Frost. But this is definitely the time of the day and the night where I think we will start to potentially see more boats have to drop out. So I'm hoping that the boat 22, who's got a rudder issue, that we're able to get that sorted. That boat is Miha Renko and Moro Fiaco, boat 22. So yeah, so they've got a rudder issue. They're one of the straight through doubles teams. So hopefully we can get that fixed and they don't have to, drop out or anything like that, which would be great. Otherwise, yeah, other than the Rebecca and Anya's rudder issue earlier, which was just that they'd put their bags in the boat on top of the rudder cables. That was an easy fix. This one sounds like it's probably not such an easy fix, but hopefully it's not too bad. It's definitely still, I think we've made some comments about the Thames 200 Ultra is generally a little bit easier, a bit more accessible than the DW. To some extent, that's the weather. It's because there's less locks and portages. It's because you have the flow going with you the whole way. But it's still a 200-kilometer ultra race. And so it's still a very intense undertaking. And I think sometimes when you see, especially like we just talked those top two SUP racers who were coming through here, Gavin and Chris, they looked pretty happy, pretty comfortable. That's because they've done a lot of this. They're very experienced. They're extremely prepared. So I don't want to let that kind of misrepresent how huge of an undertaking this is for everyone. We'll just happen to see that, a lot of the, experience and good luck makes a big difference with a race like this. So let's see if we can make sure that the link is shared around and swapped over. I'd love to get some comments if anyone is watching. If there's any questions that you have, especially now that we're further into the race. And then I'll see if we can grab some interviews with some of these relay racers who are hanging around here as well. So if you are on the live stream, yeah, go ahead and give us some comments. Okay.
All right, and we've got a leaderboard update from the last couple of minutes. So as we saw, Chris and Gavin coming in on top of the subfield from the 10 a.m. start. Craig should be shortly behind, and then we have Alexandra in fourth there. We've started to see a bit of separation between fifth and sixth place on the sub side of things. So for a big stretch of the early part of the race, Jan and Emily were neck and neck, kind of riding each other's wash, trading things off. In the last hour, Jan has really pulled away. There's now about a 1,500 meter gap between the two of them, between fifth and sixth on the sub side of things. And then, as we've seen for most of the day, and as we'd kind of anticipate, rounding out the back of the sub field is James Fletcher, who's paddling prone and really going for that prone record. So he's currently just around the 50-kilometer mark in his paddle today. We'd expect to see him into the checkpoint here in Abingdon around probably 9 o'clock tonight. So he's still got a ways to go before he hits this checkpoint here. And then looking at the two other paddlers off of that 10 a.m. start. So Kate Fletcher is in K1, sitting right alongside James Fletcher, the two of them paddling this together. So just as you would expect, also right around that 50-kilometer mark. They've stayed pretty consistent at about 5 5.7K per hour pace over the last 3 hours. So going strong, going steady. And then the one other paddler from that 10 a.m. start was George Botsford, who passed through the checkpoint maybe about a half hour ago here in Abingdon. He is now about 67 kilometers of the way down the course, well out in front of that 10 a.m. start set of the crew. Then checking in on the 2 p.m. start. So the relay is really taking off, really kicking forward. The top three has changed a little bit from what we saw at that first checkpoint. CLM and Cornwall still in first, but they've really started to open.
Thank you, Nikki Oliver, for your comments. Awesome to hear that you are watching your husband, Matt, and your brother-in-law, Dave. I think they have been doing pretty well, which is great to see. And I've also, while I was off for a minute there, was just confirming that we're going to get that link updated on the GPS for you. So for anyone who wants to watch the live stream in the background of the GPS, I believe that should be cutting over any minute now. Do we have any other friends and family who are tuned in? Oh, let's see. So we've got some real interesting news on the GPS as well. So what we are seeing on the GPS is looks like the top teams have changed over. So we've talked a bit about how we were expecting the second leg to potentially be a different speed from the first leg, especially with those changes in craft from K1 to K2, and with some of the changes in paddlers as well. So from where we are now, the next boat we'll see is Craig Sawyer, who's on a stand-up paddleboard. But then after that, we are already seeing the top relay teams start to catch. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. I will pause for a minute.
So as Betsy was saying, we have the top relay teams have swapped over a little bit here. So we have, as I was saying, we had CLM and Cornwall has continued to open up their lead. They should be getting into Abingdon in the next couple of minutes, I think probably within the next 10 minutes. RCC and friends, though, we've seen them pull into second place, really strong second leg by them, overtaking non-performance athletes in third and really opening up the gap there. So a big change at the top in terms of what that top three is looking like. We've then seen Chelmsford Yellows has clawed back in front of Exeter Canoe Club, who they were neck and neck going into the last checkpoint. And then in the next pair, we've started to see Tonbridge Canoe Club and the Yellow from the Egg are going neck and neck. But what we've really seen as a big change here over the last maybe half hour to an hour is the Russell family really surging ahead in this second leg. They went from being in 11th place or 10th place, excuse me, off the first changeover. They're now all the way up into 7th place right now and are going to really continue, I think, to make a push as they move close to this checkpoint here. So we saw James Russell going in and just absolutely kind of going full force into this stretch here, and he's recovered, made up a ton of ground over some of the other crews there, and they're now in front of Tonbridge Canoe Club as we come close to the checkpoint here. Then slightly further down the line here, we have Sweet Temptations, and as Betsy's been calling them, the Idiots team, kind of rounding things out ahead of the Barbarians, the canoe team, who's bringing things through the back here. I'm going to cut back over to Betsy because I think we should, in the next couple of minutes, start to have the next few teams come through here to this checkpoint, starting with Craig coming on us up, but he has 3 relay teams hot on his tail.
All right. Thanks, Tim. I just missed that last bit, but I can tell you that I can see 3 stand-up paddleboarders coming down the river. Now, I am not sure if they are all with us. I also have a really fun update to share. So some wonderful listener who was tuned into our live stream earlier when we were talking about the broken rudder has taken it upon themselves to go and help out and support that situation, which is incredible. I just love the paddling community. Like, how cool is that? There's so many people just ready to help out and make sure that, you know, these teams can have the best race that they can when something, you know, really annoying crops up. So yeah, very cool. I think the stand-up paddlers we can see here are also part of that Thames Challenge group, because it looks like they are pulling into the spot next to us. And I'll give you a slightly better view of what I'm seeing there. So they are, you can just see them along the bank there pulling in. We should see Craig coming up pretty soon. All right, and then just double checking that the live stream link, yes, the live stream link is looking good on the GPS. So thank you to the GeoTracks team for updating that. Really appreciate it. It's really cool, I think, that we have the GPS and the live stream together. Look at that. That's our next Royal Crew, non-performance athletes over here. So why don't I see if I can do a bit of a walkabout and let's check in with some of the athletes. Let's see. All right. Hello, hello.
Hey.
How are all the how's everyone feeling? Hey, I'll start with the quote non-performance athletes who seem to be performing pretty well.
Yeah, we're doing all right so far.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the fast guys.
Yeah.
Do you have the second one?
I thought you had yeah, you guys have done well.
Yeah.
Matt,
Long way to go, though.
really, Matt and Lewis really went hard off the start.
Yeah, they went hard. It was, you know, get in front, get your nose in front is always our way in the canoe races. But we'll see if we can keep it there or thereabouts going down the next few legs.
Nice. Is this your first overnight paddle? I
Yeah,
guess you're
it
not
will
going
be,
for
yeah.
that long, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we're doing leg 5 as well.
Yeah.
That'll be the proper hardship paddle, that one.
Yeah, that's the
This one's just a taster.
yeah.
I think gets in the mood for it.
Nice.
But yeah, first time overnight in the dark, really.
Yeah. Very cool. I think you'll be fine. I think the dark is one of the nicest sections.
Yeah.
It just gets all peaceful.
That's what Lee says. He's a veteran at this, so
Yeah.
I'm going with him to push me along.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks, Ed. Good luck. Excited to see you out there. Lee, I hear that you're.
No, George definitely wants to chat.
Just safety. George is an international medalist this year. Yeah.
Congratulations. Nice.
It's incredibly awkward.
Okay, Andy, tell us about your leg. You're pretty happy with it. Which one do you have next? Which
5. Yeah. So
five. Okay, so you've still got time. Okay,
Yeah.
but you're out here to support.
Yeah. So we're expecting Joe through any minute now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I left him with a bit of work to do.
Yeah.
The lead guys put nearly 3 minutes on me. So yeah, that was pity I got dropped by them. But yeah, did what I could. So yeah.
Nice.
Leaving it all up to George to claw back some time.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the mass start?
Well, I enjoyed it until I got. I enjoyed it until I got a paddle in the face.
Yeah.
my
I
own
heard there was
paddle.
a paddle in the face. I wasn't sure who was the recipient of that, so I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
That was
you-
me.
Yeah.
That was me. I was a bit stunned after that, but no, it's okay. It happens in racing.
Yeah. It was really tight. Everyone just like took that bridge extremely tight.
Yeah.
And I think one of the K2s had to kind of stop a bit.
Oh, really?
It looked like from my angle.
Yeah.
I think it was the Chelmsford Juniors maybe.
Okay. Yeah, no, but like, mass start is always good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. makes it
Other
a
than the
bit
paddle
more
to the
fun.
face.
Other than the pedal to the face and then paddling on my own after that.
Yeah.
That was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, so be it. Try harder next time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Cool. All right. Well, it sounds like George does not actually want. George, would you actually like to talk about your? Okay. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, really good.
You're up next.
Up for it, yeah. First time on this stretch of river, so it'll be interesting. Got a bit of a chase down to do with Tim as well. So, it'll be quite exciting.
Nice. Cool. And have you done the overnight paddling before?
In winter, generally on the Thames, we paddle kind of 4 or 5 in the evening, so it's generally quite dark. But I haven't done it with lights on and all the excitement of that, so I'm sure it'll be challenging coming into rocks and not seeing quite where the bank is.
Yeah, there's a bit less in terms of the lighting out here compared to Richmond.
Well, it's a great deal that the river isn't flooded as well. I think that would add challenge for the weir streams. As it's quite low and flat, it should be quite nice. And we've still got a bit of a following wind, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, good, nice. Anything that you are a bit apprehensive about, or not sure of?
Catching Tim.
Yeah,
I think I've got 3 minutes to pull now, so that's going to be quite challenging, I think, because he's a good paddler. But yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Nice, excellent. Good luck. Excited to watch you all. All right, thanks, Richmond friends. All right, let's see who else we've got. Okay, we've got someone over here. I'm going to see if I can get my second mic out, which I realized is in my pocket. So it goes. All right. Let's see. Hey, are you up next?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to talk about your race plans?
Yeah.
I'll give you a microphone.
Just
tell me which team are you on?
So I'm on the Chancellor and Cornish team.
Yes.
Going up for leg 3.
And you all are in the lead right now.
Yes.
You're actually coming up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to take over from William Stroud, who's finishing now. Hopefully maintain his lead that he's got. And then see what the other guys can do after that.
Nice.
Just
okay.
Pull hard and try and maintain.
You've got some headphones on. Are you going to listen to music?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you hand over because your team's coming in now. So yeah, this is the Chelmsford and Cornwall group. Exciting. So Chelmsford and Cornwall. You should have heard that update from Tim, who's on the line earlier. And they've really put a few minutes on ahead of the other crews. So I think and that looks like, okay, so if you can see the orange, let's see how close we can get. So you should be able to see some really fast kayaking coming in here. One of the fun parts about the relay is that, when you're feeling good at the end of your leg, you know that you're done for a while. And so you can just absolutely hammer it, which looks like is what's happening right now. And then behind Chelmsford and Cornwall team, we've got Craig Sawyer kind of chugging along on his stand-up paddleboard. This is great to watch. He is really going quick. So really fast leg over here. All right, here he comes. Let's see how fast they do their changeover. So when we were at checkpoint 1, which is in Newbridge, I did that quick people were doing changeovers. They've got to checkpoint, especially if the people from changeover 1 are kind of learning from it. Look at that. Wow. So that is Will Stroud.
Take the chuck, Walker's just going to get your phone.
Look at that.
Well, make it look good.
Okay. That is how it is done. Okay, I'm sorry. I hear I had some bad signal. I'm going to move around. But wow. There he goes. That was extremely efficient. That was great. Yeah, these guys are basically sprinting 30 kilometers. That is very cool. Very fun to watch. Very, very cool. Okay, so I think up next is Craig. So let's watch him come in here. Okay, so this is Craig Sawyer coming in on SUP. See if we can give you a slightly better view. Yeah, that's a gorgeous shot. We're getting some really nice light here. Thank goodness it has stopped pouring rain. And it's just really beautiful out. This is really nice. So here comes Craig. We'll see how long he stops here. The other guys had a nice break while they were here. So Craig might also want a bit of a break. You know, I think for all the straight through paddlers, it can be quite a lot.
What number are you?
Okay, so here is Craig. He's got a bunch of equipment on his board for filming as well. Craig is actually a filmmaker and videographer. He's making a documentary about his race at the Yukon. I think it hasn't quite come out yet, but yeah, he is definitely a professional. Okay. Craig, can I ask how you're feeling? Yeah?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Love to hear it.
Wasn't feeling so. Someone said don't worry about river fins. I should have
Okay.
worried about a river fin. I think I pulled half of Oxford down with me.
Oh my God, I heard it was super weedsy.
So I got to one of the locks and I stopped. I thought the flow was gone. I stopped, lifted my board up, and I was, so.
Oh no.
It's, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The locks are really tough.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
get heavier and heavier, and some of them are quite big drops.
Yeah.
And you know, one little knock and you've got a hole in your board and you're done, aren't you? You know, just knock the GoPro off, but
Yeah.
you've got plan Bs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
It's nice the rain stopped.
Yeah, thank goodness. I heard from Gavin and Chris earlier that they had the same problem with the weeds.
Did they? Okay,
yeah.
good. There we go.
Yeah. So you're in good
keep
company.
reminding yourself, any problems you have, everyone else is having as well.
And yeah, the rain was just crazy. It's nice that it's cleared
quite
up.
nice actually, but it's just timing when you want to take your waterproofs off.
Yeah.
You want them to dry enough while you're wearing them, so you can stow them away.
Yeah.
But no, it's all good. It's all good. Now the sun's shining. Heading into the night. Oh, chicken nuggets!
Oh, wow. Okay.
And ultra endurance
Let's
advice
see.
to anyone: is
Chicken nuggets. We've got some health experts here.
I mean, they're cold. But I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to put some extra kit on before nighttime?
Yeah, a bit further. Yeah.
Okay.
Still quite warm.
Save it for the next. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Hopefully I think the sun will go away soon-ish, but hopefully it might stay a little warm before it gets cold again too, which would be nice.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
You did 2 checkpoint 3, not checkpoint 2.
All right. I'll leave you to your chicken nuggets. Enjoy. All right. That was Craig Sawyer, very experienced endurance SUP paddler. So he was saying the same thing about the weeds that we heard from Gavin and Chris earlier. Okay, this is Royal coming in. I think that's Joe. And sorry, this is Richmond, and Royal is hot on their tails. So that looks like Joe. Here we go. He's got the full Richmond contingent over here, ready for a smooth handover. Look at that tracker. And there's George. Okay. A few more seconds. Slightly slower. Well done. All right, we're just hearing from the marshals about having to keep the boats off the water when they're not in the middle of the change. This is it. Okay, there goes George. He's moving quick. He's moving really quick.
Okay, let's roll.
So he's going to try and make up the distance behind the Chelmsford team who we saw earlier, which is going to be challenging, but possible. Okay, Craig is off. So that was a shorter stop than we saw from the other guys, I think. Here's Graham and Ben from Royal. Better get out the way. Okay, so that's Graham and Ben, and now we've got Lee and Ed. So that is Ed Rutherford and Lee Maddox who are going in for Royal. And I think they're going to try and catch up to George Durden from Richmond if they can. Graham, how are you feeling? Absolutely wrecked.
Further than I thought it was going to be.
A lot further.
I had my head I was going to be about 3 hours.
Did I hear that you guys selected the longest leg intentionally?
Well, we're aiming to do the section through Reading, which will be quite busy.
Yeah.
So we're probably best to do that one, so, which means I have to take this one to get a rest in between. So.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to be a long 3 hours there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll get some rest, you get some fuel, hydration.
Yeah.
Anything unexpected other than the length of that leg?
No, I mean, there's a lot of weed, actually. There's some sections. There's one section as the river suddenly widens, it gets very shallow. There's loads of weed. And actually, to be fair, the guy cleared up out for us. Then it kind of cleared out, we got back to kind of normal river that we're used to, so it's a lot better. But yeah, you can see from the boat, like a lot, we're pushing a lot of stuff quite a lot. So.
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot about the weeds from the stand-up paddleboarders too, because it gets stuck on their fins. Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
I think we paced okay, like very much got another one 3 hours. So we'll see how we
Nice.
go.
Good. Awesome. Congrats. Well done. Get some rest. See how Ben is doing. Ben, how are you doing?
Yeah, good run. It's a nice bit of river. Yeah, we had a good day out, I think, and we kept a bit in the tank for the next leg. And ready to go. So yeah, the win is still in the bag, I think.
Okay.
Let's see how the next guys go, but we're still in the game.
You all are going for it still.
Yeah, definitely. There are a couple of fast K1s out there. He caught us up, but we had, the portaging went well. The crew was going well, so yeah, it was good. Confident.
Nice.
We're feeling confident.
Excellent. Love to hear it. I feel confident on your behalf.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Well done. Congrats. Get some rest. Get some food. All right. So Ben and Graham have to rest up now before their next leg, which will be Reading. And that'll be pretty different. So the Thames definitely, the part of the Thames that we're at now is easily some of the most beautiful part of the river. This whole upper stretch is really gorgeous. I think we've heard that from some of the paddlers coming off the water too, just commenting on, it's a little bit windier than they were expecting, or just how kind of beautiful it is. But it's really nice. It's very green. I did say about the night section earlier that when this upper section of the Thames, it gets dark, it is going to be a little bit trickier because there's so little light. So when you're on some of the lower sections of the Thames, so around Reading, for example, you tend to get more lights alongside the water because it's more populated, or around Windsor, going through there. So that can make it a little bit easier when it's really dark out. But for the upper sections, it can be a bit tricky just to kind of navigate through this section. So the paddlers are required to have lights on their craft, and I think that's one of the things that some of the officials have been double checking. And
I think they have to have glow sticks on their person as well.
Yeah.
So lights on the boat, glow sticks on the person.
Yeah. So they're definitely, they should be well kitted out to handle the nighttime sections here.
Yeah. What's really good about that particular exchange that we just had is, so the Richmond and the Royal teams are really, really close, tripping over each other.
Yeah, literally on the dock.
And the Richmond team have got a K1 on in front, but not by much, and they've got a K2 chasing them down. So there's no point trying to predict it, but logic would say that K2 will crunch them down. But having said that, it's George Durden. He is a very solid, very fast paddler. Chasing him is Lee.
Lee Maddox.
Lee Maddox. Sorry, I know him as Lee the Marine. So you know he's going to have.
Yeah,
Lee's
he's
literally
got
going to
Ed Rutherford too.
And so that is a cracking boat. And Lee's just going to have a target on George's back. Whether or not they reel him in is that's. I guess this is where the race is actually going to get exciting now.
I think so, and that's what we just heard from Ben, who just hopped off, and Graham. So Ben was saying that he's still very optimistic about their chances for the win. So I think he's got his money on the K2 being able to chase down George on this leg.
Yeah, I mean, with Lee is a very, very consistent and solid paddler. Rutherford is a former GB for his age category. He's
had some good results at the
very
Marathon
good
World
results, very, very
Championships.
top end paddler. So those two in a K2 on paper should be able to beat George, but George is an incredible marathon paddler even now. So there's no retirement in that aspect. He is still a really, really good marathon paddler, top of his game. So on paper, the K2 should reel in the K1. Just the physics just doesn't bend in George's favour. But there's no knowing what can happen. You literally only have to get one piece of weed on your rudder, and that 3-minute gap is going to close down to 30 seconds very quickly. Otherwise, it's a slow grind for Lee, and climbing George's wash. It won't break them, but at the same time, it's just going to be annoying and demoralising. The fact that George probably can just about keep in front. Even with Lee and Ed pushing hard.
And I would say between the K1 and the K2, it's probably slightly easier to portage the K1 because you're just by yourself and it's so light you can kind of pick it up and go. Maybe very marginally.
Normally, I'd agree. I'd disagree on this one purely because Lee has done quite a few DWs.
That's true.
Rutherford is, let's call it what it is. He's a professional. And so those two in a boat are not going to struggle portaging a K2.
No, it's not like it's going to be a problem for them.
So I really do think it just comes down to how much does George want to keep in front? And how much time he spends looking over his shoulder, because it really is just like 40 seconds to a minute, innit?
They were almost on the dock at the same time, really.
Lee was able to call out to George as he set off. So he was like, "We're coming for you. We are coming for you."
In case George needed the extra motivation, which I'm sure he did.
So I think it will come down to how much George doesn't want to look over his shoulder and just wants to grind it out and pull hard, which we know he can do. We know he can do that. And versus how much Lee and Ed want to reel him in, which they obviously do, and they've got the capability. So that's where the race is now at the moment. I think it's just watching those two.
Do you think the K1 versus K2 would have made a difference on the weeds earlier? Just wondering if one of them would have gotten worse. I think we've really heard from most people that the weeds have been bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, this end of the Thames, the weed is going to be bad. The river gets wide and shallow. That's where
even though we've had a cool summer as well.
So K1, K2 advantage over that. There shouldn't be much, but K2 does have a bigger rudder. K2 will sit marginally lower in the water. So at this end of the Thames, I would say fractionally there is a K1 advantage. Fractionally, but even though it's fractional, like if you're 10% less likely to catch rudder, well,
Right.
catch weed on your rudder, well, that's still 10% you want.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and we're talking about, it's been over 60K at this point, and there's
Still neck and
40
neck.
seconds between them.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it definitely has me wondering if, we're seeing this K1 team have a slight advantage in that early section that might not hold overnight. I think there's the mental aspect too.
Mm-hmm.
Going overnight in a single boat is a lot harder than going with a team, or it might be depending on the individual. So,
So
those could be factors as well as just
the
individual
individuals you've
performance.
got in that Richmond team are
Yeah.
all, I don't want to say headstrong. I'm struggling for the phrase, but they are
Like mentally fit, like strong
mentally fit
yeah,
paddlers.
Yeah.
I know most of them as clients. I fix their boats,
Yeah.
and they are all very. This is what I'm doing. This is
Yep.
they're
Determined.
focused. So I've no question. Like they'll do it, and they'll do a
Yeah.
cracking time.
Yeah.
The fact that we are comparing K1s against K2s is
It's
phenomenal in
incredibly
itself.
impressive.
So
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if the K2 relay take it, a K1 relay kept up with that, and that cannot be overlooked.
It's really true. I mean, the fact that we've got, and these are not, there's not a huge difference in the level of these athletes either. Like, they're all very good elite athletes.
Yeah,
There's
I would
certainly
say there's a
differences there, but it's not like a massive. It's not like we've got only super fast people and only super slow people.
No,
right?
I
These
would
are
say
all
there's
top
an element
athletes.
of and the joke's in their name.
The
for
non-performance.
the non-performance. They are what you would call retired athletes.
Yeah.
Having a bit of a comeback, having a bit of a jolly, taking it seriously, but they are former performance athletes.
Yeah.
Whereas the K1 crew are all present.
Yeah, that's
performance
true. So
athletes.
there's a little bit of a difference there. Yeah.
And I think actually, no matter which one wins, both have done incredible, because if the K2 relay team win, the K1 kept up with that and gave them a fight. If the K1 crew win, they've just done that in K1. It's like that. Both are an absolute testament to both sets' mental fortitude, their willingness to come back, and just race. And I think that really goes into the ethos of this race that I think Keith was trying to set up. Is it shouldn't have to be a case of I've got to train for 8 months and do an all-nighter and make sure I'm fit and blah blah blah, sacrifice my work, my social, my sort of my diet, because I don't want to say DW's all consuming, but if you decide to do DW, your winter is DW. That is a good 6 to 8 months of your life is doing that one race. Whereas I think some of the guys in the Royal, Royal relay have only been taking this seriously for about 8 weeks.
Yes, I did go talk to
great.
him. You can watch that interview too. I did an interview with Matt Boley as well as the rest of the guys several weeks back. Lost your audio. Okay, let me see. Sorry, everyone. Okay, and we're back. Thank you. All right, we're just making a little audio visual adjustment here. Let's see. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So it's definitely, I think it's just so much fun. Like, these guys are going so fast. This is one of the things I love, is we are watching an ultra distance race that is 200 kilometers. But because we've got these top athletes who are doing these 30K relay sections, like, they are absolutely hammering it out there.
Yeah.
His effort and stroke rate coming in to the Portage and the Chelmsford team, who we haven't even talked about, who's been ahead. with K1s as well.
Yeah, I mean, watching Joe Peterson come in, he was clearly leaving nothing on the water.
Yeah.
Which again is part of the fun of this.
Yeah.
Is I don't want to say they've got egos to protect, but there is an element of not being outdone, not being the one that lets the team down, and that again just creates this completely new dynamic, which I think is a real asset to this particular race, and hopefully this will be the first of many of this event to take place.
Yeah.
Just got a K1 coming in, just over there.
Okay.
Just trying to work out who's who.
Yeah, we should have some more teams coming in soon, I think, which will be great to see. Let me see if I've got any updates on that. We can check the tracker. Let's see.
So I think the sun starts to go down at 8:30 tonight. Yeah. Oh no, 10 past 8.
1 hour.
So we've got 1 hour of
We'll
light.
have a little bit of light after that, but that's.
So hopefully everyone will get here by then. But, we are expecting a chilly one tonight as well. So it's so we haven't had any of the straight throughs yet, have we?
Other than the first start, we haven't. So we are still. I'm just gonna double check the GPS here. We've still got most teams and racers still to come. So it looks like Alexandra will be the next paddler. So Alex is on a stand-up paddleboard. She started at 10 a.m. She was the one, if you were tuned in this morning, who started late.
Yeah, about 8 minutes behind the gun.
Yeah, she was pretty far behind. It was a chunk of time.
Yeah, but 5 minutes over 200k
Right.
on a sup as well. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say you can probably afford a few minutes here and there.
And I think that was probably her thought process.
I would much rather get on the water 5 minutes late, comfortable with all my kit, than get on time and find out I've left my gels behind or
It's so true.
or something even more drastic.
Or you forgot to put on your Vaseline to prevent chafing in certain areas, and you can't access it for 30 kilometers, by which time you're in a lot of pain and you've got 170 kilometers left to go.
So yeah, she absolutely made the right decision to start late and make sure everything was working right.
Yeah.
But we should see her soon. So talk us through the Chelmsford crew. What's the latest with them?
Yeah, so Chelmsford, let's see how they're doing on the tracker. I mean, they put some real distance down there. And I think we heard from the teams behind them that their goal was really to catch up to Chelmsford. So Chelmsford, if you've got the tracker open, is boat number 170. I've got their average speed from the GPS as well, which is 12.85 kilometers an hour, which is quick. And we're going to have to go back to our tracker too to just see what time we're going to have to catch these crews tomorrow morning, because I think it's going to be a very early morning at the finish based on how quick they're moving. And then really close behind them, we're still seeing Richmond and Royal. And depending on how recently everyone's GPS is updated, it looks like Royal might be closing the distance on Richmond.
Well, I think that would be the case.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying that it's a K2. They should.
If you had 3 paddlers of all the same caliber and ability,
Yep.
1 in a K1 and 2 in a K2, the K2 should annihilate the K1.
Yeah.
So it would be surprising if the K2 didn't catch them up.
Yep.
But what we're looking at there is the caliber between current performing athlete versus coming out of retirement and DW athlete. Not that DW paddlers are not athletes, but it is a very different sport of grind it out, not speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's again just changing the dynamics of the race. We got someone getting ready.
Yeah, we've got
sunglasses
a K1
on
out
as well,
here.
so that's optimistic.
So the next relay team coming through is the Chelmsford Yellows, which is the Chelmsford Juniors team. So I'm guessing the K1 over here might be from the Chelmsford Juniors team. I'm not sure if we can get a, actually, you know what we can do? Hold on. There you go. You can see it right there. So I believe that's one of the Chelmsford Juniors just getting ready there. And so that crew looks like they are still a little ways away, and they're still behind Alexandra, which is who we are expecting to see next.
Speaking of which, I think that might be her on the on the
I think
horizon.
it is.
So
I think it is.
we've
We've done a full 360. So out here, it looks like we've got Alexandra just coming right down the center of the river, which is great. And then after her, we've got the Chelmsford Yellows, which is the Chelmsford junior teams. And then behind them, we have the Russell family. And so that's, I think, going to be another interesting thing as well. So we have been watching, we saw earlier from the Russell family, the first leg was completed by Mags and Jackie Russell. And I think this was the first time that Jackie had done anything quite like this. So she was convinced into it by the rest of the family. I think Mags
convinced,
made
press
some
ganged, forced.
very persistent requests of her, but it looked like she had a blast. I'm hoping we might be able to catch her around here soon as well and see just how her race went. And I know when James got on earlier, so we chatted to him before he got on his leg a few minutes ago, well, more than a few minutes ago for this leg. He really wanted to see if he could make up as much ground as possible. Because I think he's got, I think it might be his dad who's in for the next leg, which is Phil Russell.
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw his dad getting ready.
And then I think Mags and Emma are in a couple of legs again as well. So that'll be fun to see if James can actually catch the Chelmsford crew before the Chelmsford Yellows, the Chelmsford Junior crew. He's obviously not quite managed to catch the crews that were up at the front. So which would have been a tough challenge. They were really far back. So that would certainly be tricky. I'm going to see if we can just tweak our setup here a little bit, which will be like this, because then, here we go. All right. Okay, thanks everyone for bearing with us while we adjust the setup here. It's not too bad.
After.
And let's see if you can catch. There she is. We have got Alexandra coming in. So actually, I'm gonna have to take this out anyway. There we go. All right. New camera angle coming for you. And there we go. That's Alex. All right, here she is.
Sorry.
You want to come in?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right. Great. You're the one racing. How are you doing? Tell us.
Knackered. My legs.
Knackered.
My legs are done, and I'm in need of real food.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
you're doing great.
Thank you.
Looks like you. Did you have problems with weeds? I've been hearing all about the weeds.
I did. I literally started going backward at some point. Everything's going backwards right, and then I realised weed. So yeah. There's some parts that were really like just very pond-like and still. So it's like going through treacle. Yeah.
Oh man.
I know. Good.
Yeah. So the legs are in the most pain right now?
No pain, just I'm bored because I'm all by myself, and I don't have a great deal of confidence that my legs will hold out much longer going through the locks unsupported. So I'm going to get some food and see how I feel and go from there.
Okay, well, let me let you get some food.
Thank you.
And if you want to hand me your leash, I can watch your boat for a minute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll probably just put it on the pontoon.
Yeah, if you can tie it onto the pontoon, that's even easier.
Do that somewhere too. I'll just put it out. Just keep it out.
Yeah,
thank you.
Absolutely.
I was going to say that there's no one coming through. You can just pull the board on the deck.
Yeah, you've got several minutes before the next relay crews come through. So
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the classes come through. Speed.
yeah, coming past you.
Yeah.
Has that been pretty smooth? You're not getting washed out or anything?
No,
Yeah, everyone's being respectful.
Yeah.
There was a paddle to the face incident during the 2 p.m. mass start.
There was a what? A
paddle to the face.
Oh.
all in good competitive spirit.
Right. Okay.
No, but it sounds like everyone's been very respectful.
Right. Is it going to be up there? Yeah.
I think you can double check with we'll double check with the race organizers maybe just to make sure it's good. But yeah, get some food.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, well done.
Thank you.
So there goes Alex. Sounds like the portaging has definitely been a challenge on the stand-up paddleboard. We heard about that earlier from Craig as well, who was saying that he was definitely finding that to be pretty challenging.
K2 coming in.
Okay, next K2 coming in now.
With
So
Chelmsford
that
Yellow.
will be the Chelmsford Yellows, which is the Chelmsford junior team. And
Chelmsford Yellow.
and hot on their tail.
Chelmsford Yellow.
Russell's. Right. Hey, I was hoping to run into you. I'm going to turn this around. There we go. So Jackie, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So you are Russell fan mum.
That's right. That's Jimbo just coming in there. So he's had a lot of work to make up after, I think we left him with about 40 minutes to make up. So he's done pretty well.
He's done really well, hasn't he? I was hoping he would catch them just in time. So he's got a few hundred meters to catch the Chelmsford Juniors boat.
Yeah.
How did you find your first leg?
Much better than I thought it would be.
Oh, that's
I
great.
was petrified on the start. As I said, I'm not used to racing, so I'm sort of Div 9 paddler, but Mags was brilliant doing a K2 with her, and it went much better than I thought it would, and much quicker as well. So
everyone commented on how fast you went too.
Yeah, happy with that. Really happy, and Mags was brilliant. So
that's amazing. And you looked a
If
bit
I'm in the way, kick
towards
me.
the finish.
Towards the finish, and I did.
Yes, than you did before the start.
I looked on the start.
If I'm in your way, you kick me out of the way.
No, I was happy to see it.
You are priority.
We've got some great photos of you and Mags finishing as well.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Do you need a light on or anything?
Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel watching your whole family out today? Is
Yeah,
that pretty cool?
it's been really good actually. A whole family taking part.
I think that was so cool. I'm going to switch so we can see them coming in now.
So he's
there
your
he
prior?
is. Okay.
Oh, right. He's coming in hot. He is coming in very hot. Slowing down.
Chelmsford Yellows. Here they are.
He's just. You've got to pass over the transponder, haven't you?
All right. Nice. All right. So the dock was quiet, and now it's gotten a bit crowded. So there is Jimbo and right here, and That's Phil, right?
That's Phil, and that's Emma.
And Emma is helping out Phil just to make sure that GPS tracker is all sorted. And I think that
You got a nice K1 wash.
Chelmsford Yellows.
Good luck.
All right, that was a pretty smooth handover. That was a pretty smooth handover. Nice to see it. Look at that. That looks a bit cool.
I was glad I had pedals.
And we've still got Alexandra's board here. And actually, yeah, that is the Chelmsford Yellows who just... Sorry, I think that's not the Chelmsford Yellows.
They're not.
Or have I gotten them mixed up with... was it Exeter?
Ah, that might be it, yes.
I think Exeter. Let's go see if we can have a chat and we'll find out.
So funny.
Can I ask you all about your race and how that went?
Yeah. Went brilliant at the start. Dad over partner, he died at like 23k.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Dragged me along the whole way.
Parents.
Yeah.
So tell me which team you're with and
We were the Chelmsford Yellows.
you are the Chelmsford Yellows.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And you all have been going really well today.
Yeah. We maintained our position there. James just nearly caught us up at the end. Well, pretty much did.
Tough competition, you know. If anyone's going to catch you,
it's
not
be
bad
him.
for it to be James. That's so cool. And you're racing with your dad today?
Yeah.
That's
I've
amazing.
done K2 a couple of races with him before.
Yeah.
So it's a good challenge, yeah.
Great. That's awesome. And are you back in the race again later?
No, just the one's checked.
You're all done.
Yeah.
Rest, food. Are you going to stay out and support the rest of your team through the night?
I don't think so. I think my dad wants to go home and have a nap.
Fair enough. After some hard work.
Yeah.
Anything surprising out there?
So a couple of portages we weren't sure on where to go.
Okay.
Other than that, solid race.
Nice. Awesome. Did you have issues with the weeds? I'm hearing a lot of... Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple of stops and paddle backs, bit of rocking.
Yeah. Oh, man. But you made it through.
Yeah.
Good. Well done. Congrats. And excited to see how your team continues throughout the evening.
Yeah. Hopefully win for us. But
Yeah. Well, Chelmsford has a great presence, as I expected, since Keith, of course, is from Chelmsford.
Yeah.
Is it nice to have so many people from the club out today?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see the club competing and stuff,
Yeah, cool. All right, I think we've got our next boat coming in. I'm going to take the microphone back from you. Thank you so much. What was your name?
George Hampton.
George Hampton, yes. That is awesome. Congrats, George. Well done. So George Hampton was out with his dad, and that is the Chelmsford Yellows. That is really cool. So not the only family boat today. Obviously, we were just speaking with Jackie from the Russell family. So their whole team is family, which is cool, and nice to see a few family boats.
Might be Team Reese Clark, actually.
Is this Reese Clark? So I think we're not sure about their GPS. But I was thinking earlier that we'd probably see them come through soon.
I'm pretty sure this is Team Reese Clark.
Yeah.
I'm trying to zoom in as much as possible.
All right. So we think this is the Reese Clark siblings, Mike and Sam. Now, I don't know how much of a break they're going to take here because they are pretty pro athletes. So they might want to just continue on. And try to catch the Chelmsford Yellows.
Yeah, that's definitely Sam Reese Clark.
Yeah, awesome. So Sam Reese Clark and Mike Reese Clark. So if you tuned into the stream earlier, you heard a little bit about Sam and Mike. So they are siblings, and Mike he came third in the DW this year with Ed Dobson in K2. And Sam is her paddling CV is incredibly impressive. In 2022, she won 2 bronze medals at the Marathon World Championships. So these are 2 really experienced quick paddlers. This is the first kind of ultra for Sam. So her focus has certainly been on more of those marathon championship races. And so it's pretty different for her to be doing something huge and through the night like this Thames 200 Ultra. Here they come. Yeah, looking professional. Yeah, they look great. So they've got support ready for them. Again, this is what we like to see from a top crew like that. That's what we expect. They're going to get out, get their lights on, maybe shake out the leg.
Sorry, we've just lost Betsy there for a minute. She should be right back and joining. Looks like a little bit of an internet issue at that side of the dock. Sorry, Betsy, we're still not getting any audio from you. We've been able to get the video right now, but still not getting any audio coming through. Sorry about that. Just trying to get Betsy back with her audio. Let's see if this is working now.
All right, we have got the Yellow from the Egg crew. I believe that's who we've got here. And they are just running the kit over to their next team member who is waiting down there. So. And then number 23 or 24. Let's see. Just making sure we've got the team ready. Okay. There we go. And then we've got another K2 coming in quick here. And let's see, these guys are looking good. And this is their next crew. I think this is the Exeter crew, maybe. Looking tired. All right. Nice. Are you guys Exeter? Nice. Well done. Well done. Okay, that's the next Exeter boat going in now. And they've got their tracker on. Yeah, so that was a real flurry of boats that we just saw.
Sorry, it looks like Betsy's having a couple more issues with her audio here, but that is the Exeter crew who just came through in the relay right now. Looks like we should have one more sup paddler coming in the next couple of minutes. So that's Jan should be coming in probably the next 2 or 3 minutes. Hopefully we can get Betsy back here and get some updates from what she's hearing from the racers.
All right. I am hoping that this has fixed the audio, but I got to say, I'm not sure if it did or not. So, oh, look at that. Woo! Oh my God.
We know what number he is. There's number. I was just thinking that. Yeah, you know what the number is. Hey, well done.
That was fantastic. That was incredible. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We are on. We got that on video, and I think we got it on camera too.
What is cut off here?
Oh, I think you're well in time for it.
Yeah, yes, I know. But
11:30.
11:30.
Yeah, we're well in time. It's 7:43. 7:45.
Yeah, so 11:30 cut off. It's 7:45 now, so he's got plenty of time. So that was great. I don't need to ask if you're feeling well because you're obviously feeling well enough to do a handstand. Yeah.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Awesome. Anything? Any surprises so far with the race?
No flow. No flow
Really?
at all.
Okay.
So that was brutal. Some parts very brutal because no flow. But overall,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Are you changing out your fin?
I'm changing the fin. Yeah. I think that one is because over the night I don't know what I'm gonna hit. So it's safer to do with the river.
Yeah, with the river.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the feeling.
Yeah. One of the other SUP paddlers earlier was saying that they wished they had put a river fin on earlier.
Yes.
I think that was Craig who was saying that. So
Craig.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not Craig.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. So far, so good. It's just need to fuel and probably see you on the next one.
Nice. You're
halfway point.
Feeling pretty good about your race?
So far, yes. It's it's still of course gonna be fatigue because it's already like 40 miles.
Yeah.
But I've been there before, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah, you're used to the ultra distance.
Yes. I've done, like I said, like challenges. This way.
You were saying like 100 miles?
Yes,
is that
100
right?
miles on the canal.
100 miles on the canal too.
Yeah, canal.
Talk about
no
no
flow at all. Yeah, and it was the hottest day in UK as well, so it was pretty interesting challenge.
Well, that should definitely make this feel a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I just want to finish. I would be really happy if I can finish on time.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm aiming for.
Good.
So.
Good. Well, it looks like you were definitely on track.
No, that's wrong. Sorry. Wrong.
Sorry, I'm distracting you.
Yeah,
Wrong way around. Well done. Congratulations. I'll let you,
Thank you very
finish
much.
changing your fin and get some snacks.
Yes.
All right. So, we've talked a lot about the weeds today. I think everyone's been a little bit surprised by just how much weeds there were in the river. It's working again. Sorry, everyone. I seem to have race brain 2 on my microphones, just like Jan was putting his fin on backwards. So, seems like one of those days.
I'm just going to make sure that's on.
Can you pin that on?
Because it is very quickly going to fall off. There we
go. Okay. Hopefully the audio is back on again. We'll wait for an update there. But yeah, we were talking with Jan about the weeds. Okay, I got a confirmation. Audio is back. About the weeds and how he's changing his rudder out. So I think it's when we were talking to Craig earlier, and he was saying that I think someone had said like, oh, don't worry about, whether you're using your sort of ocean fin or river fin, the larger or smaller fin here. And he was like, that was a mistake, definitely should have used the river fin. So I think that's probably a theme and probably a good learning for all the sup racers next year and in future races is just knowing, in this part of the Thames in August, it would be a good idea to kind of have your, weed rudder, weed guard, river fin, depending on what boat you're in, just being prepared to face that. Because even in DW, really, as early as Easter, sometimes there's a lot of debris and weeds on that early canal portion. So one of the challenges of the Thames, but gosh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a really lovely night. The temperature is definitely dropping. I did notice that some crews seemed to be waiting to put their overnight kit on. And I feel slightly worried about them as the temperature drops.
Well,
but
I think some of the crews, they're not necessarily using the checkpoint to get changed because it's not in the race rules that you must do all your kit changes and kit upgrades at the checkpoints. It's just that is convenient. You're coming in anyway. So I think some of the crews are planning on meeting their support crews at various locks just before it gets dark, before they decide to kit up, change over, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So,
which
again,
is a good plan as long as you've got that support.
It's a good
crew
plan,
in
and
place.
it's a nice flexibility of this race as well.
Yeah.
The fact that you do have these checkpoints where I think, particularly for the suppers, are making a big use of stopping.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the difference in the sports and in the activities. In my brain, there is nothing slower than stopped.
Yeah.
Whereas for these guys, actually taking 10 minutes to stop, chill, let the blood exit their legs, put their feet up the wall, wolf down a banana, as we're saying, chow down some porridge and some food. I think Alex has been here about 40 minutes, maybe even an hour.
She's been here for a while. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about her.
But that at the same time,
she looks okay. She's just taking a break.
But at the same time, that's they're doing that because it's going to pay off on the water. Whereas I think with a kayak, not so much. Just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the challenges here. I mean, it's, obviously, like, literally physics-wise, there's nothing slower than stopped. So that's certainly accurate. In terms of, the race tactics, I think it also makes a difference with the flow. So, when you are on a river with really good fast flow, you don't want to ever be stopped on land. Because you can sit on your board or sit in your boat and have a break as long as you like, and you will be making progress down the course. We were just hearing from Jan earlier. He's been, I think, a bit disappointed that there's not that much flow. We talked earlier, maybe the flow came up a little tiny bit from the rain that we had, but it's still pretty low. So it's not like they're missing out on a huge amount of flow.
No.
But I would still.
Also, the sup racers are doing a minimum of 4 hours more than the kayakers.
It's true.
So,
yeah, they are going for a lot longer.
That extra rest is needed.
Yeah.
We're just seeing another kayak coming in. I think it's K1.
I wonder if this is.
I'm just gonna
let's see which
get
K1
the zoom
this
lens
is.
and find out.
So I think that is Richard Buston.
Oh,
sorry,
interesting.
hold on. This is Harry Gilbert, who is leading the K1 right now. And
I can confirm that is definitely Harry Gilbert.
Richard Buston is about 5 minutes behind. Wow. Okay, this is the K1 race that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I mean we've been playing rock paper scissors over who's going to take this and what tactics they might use, what their personal history is with DW and like
endurance racing,
what they're known for.
Harry's been kind of out of racing for a little while, and this is him staging a comeback. And so far, if he can keep this up, it's
Sorry, Betsy, we've seemed to have lost your audio again. I think towards when you take it off to that end of the dock, we lose pretty bad connection. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. We'll see if we can get the audio feed back in now, so we can get this hear what they're saying right now. Sorry about that. Having just some issues here with the audio. We'll just hopefully get Betsy back in a few seconds.
Let's see how we're doing with the audio now. Sorry, everyone, for a little blip.
I mean, what we're seeing here is resilience in action.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's not paddled for, I think, pre-COVID is when he stopped paddling. And he's taken about 6-8 weeks to do a bit of a comeback. And this is the comeback. So the amount that he has pulled back to get to this level again.
Yeah.
He's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Super impressive. And he looks good. You know, as he said, even though he's got several minutes lead ahead of Richard, there's still a long way to go tonight. So I think he's very aware of what's to come, and he's got a long night ahead of him. But he's it sounds like he's ready for it, and yeah, he knows what to expect. So yeah, really exciting seeing him so far ahead. Okay,
Stop skating back on.
We've got Jan getting back on. That is great enthusiasm. Love to see it. He's feeling a lot better. He came in doing a handstand, and he said he's even feeling better now. So I think that's the perkiest paddler that I have seen tonight.
I think he's got high
talk about
spirits.
attitude. That is the attitude that you want to see. Okay. Now we've got a K2 coming in here. This is one of the straight throughs, I think. All right, guys. Excited for the night?
Yeah. Well,
You got all your lights. It looks good. Yeah.
I think we're going
You look
into
very
the
warm.
unknown.
Into the unknown.
Into the unknown. We've never been in this position before, have we, Dave? Absolutely not. No.
Oh, I recommend it. It's a nice part.
Yeah?
Yeah, goes all quiet.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm ready for the
Enjoy
call.
it. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Right, have a good one, boys.
That's boat 24. Boat 24 heading off into the unknown, as they've said. They haven't done this before, so. Alex, how are you feeling? I don't want to interrupt you eating.
I'm enjoying my pasta.
Okay. All right. I don't want to interrupt you, but
It's fine, yeah.
you've had a good break.
Yeah, just trying to decide to continue or to call it a day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough choice. All right. I'll get out of your hair then. I'll let you enjoy your pasta. Yeah, it's a tough decision to have to make at that point, to continue or to pull out. No one wants to have to drop out of a race like this, but it's long, it's tough going, and sometimes that's the right call.
Who's dropping?
Well, no. Alex is just trying to make a decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no decision made yet. So I will not report anything prematurely. But as we said earlier, she's had a pretty long break here. I know she said her legs were pretty exhausted earlier, and she wasn't necessarily feeling great about the night. But that's.
Sorry about that. We've just lost Betsy's audio again. Hopefully she'll be back joining us in a moment. In the meantime, just wanted to check in at the front of the race. So we're still seeing CLM and Cornwall leading ahead of the RCC and Friends and the non-performance athletes. Still pretty much the same gap we had seen when we last saw them at the checkpoint.
All right. Sorry, everyone, for those issues. I'm not totally sure what's going on, to be honest. It's a bit unusual, but as we're Alex is having to make a call about whether to continue on or if she is going to call it a day. I would love to see a fastest known time for female SUP set today. I think Emily King might still be out there. I'm not.
She's still out there, but literally the chaps to behind us are talking about cut-off times now. So although it's not touch and go, we will see who starts coming in and what we'll just sorry Jen.
I'm happy to say today.
I won't interrupt them. We would ask what do we know what the cut-off time is here?
I think 11:30 or 11:45.
Oh, okay,
so it's
so
a pretty late
that's
cutoff
still
time
quite
here.
generous at this point.
Yeah. But I think anyone who's not pacing towards that at this point, it could be just concerning to see if that's something that they will be able to pick up between then and now.
Just see a paddler coming down now on the left.
Now I know we are expecting Richard Hendren, Richard Buston through soon, and
that doesn't look like him.
It doesn't look like him.
I mean, it could be
and now we're not sure. Richard, it sounds like his GPS. So Ethan is the one who's at risk for cutoff here. He's the one in the red kayak who we talked to at the beginning, who was really, really enthusiastic about the race, but definitely it was ambitious for him, I think. If he does not finish, I think it sounds from what he said that he will probably come back and try again. Maybe we can get him into another
let's get him in
ultra
a K1
before this year.
See what you can do.
Get him a little bit more trained up and then bring him back.
At the end of the day, it's a mindset thing, isn't it? So he's got that down. All he needs really from where we stand is the right equipment.
Yeah, for sure. Right equipment and probably like a little bit more training, but I'm assuming he didn't do too much portage practice with his red kayak purely because if he had, he probably wouldn't have brought it. But
but then
I could be making assumptions here. Yeah.
we don't know why he chose the red kayak.
Yeah.
If that was all he
Could just
had,
be
then
what he
that's
had.
all he had.
Yeah.
Which
Some
again,
things you got to go with what you got.
just really goes to show that's some determined cookie right there.
It definitely is. So I think
That might just be a leisure paddler, I think.
Yeah, I think Emily's supposed to be coming in soon, but that looks like a kayaker, which would not be Emily.
No, but they've stopped dead. Yeah,
So that might be a
race,
leisure
so.
paddler. Okay. It sounds like Emily's a little further out. So yeah, that's probably not with the race. Although they're wearing a nice neon yellow top, so
yeah,
probably an experienced nighttime paddler, which is always good to see.
I think here we've got 1, 2, 3 boats still lined up for relay. So we still have a few relay teams to come in, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Richard might be behind Emily on the GPS. Not totally sure if that's accurate. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what Richard does with that.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, thoroughbred DW man, don't quit. On the other hand, not that he's behind in the field, but Harry has
that's quite a lead.
Put a significant gap in since the last checkpoint. You know, they were neck and neck at the last checkpoint. In fact, Richard was a couple of seconds, well, half a minute in front. So for Harry to have put in this much of a gap, either Harry's stormed off, which I don't think he has, or Richard's dropped off.
He's dropped a bit, yeah.
And so that then begs the question: we're not actually even halfway at this point.
Yeah, if he's fallen off this much.
That's a long way to go when you've already burnt the fuel out.
Yeah. And I think going through the night solo is challenging too. So
understatement.
Yeah, exactly.
Going through the night is difficult. Solo is difficult. So it's another level of mental anguish to push through, isn't it?
It definitely is.
I can see a sup paddler.
That'll be Emily. Yeah. So that's Emily coming through next. Yeah. And then after Emily, we have possibly Richard Buston. And then after that, we've got the Sweet Thames Station team. And then the 4 Egypts. Carefully pronounced.
You missed a word there.
I did. I skipped the center word again. If you go to the GPS tracker or the Thames 200 website,
I'm pretty sure if you
which word it
if you pronounce it in the accent that it's meant to be pronounced, it is FECK.
Yes, it is. That is correct. Yes.
It's not quite as offensive as, but we're still not going to.
It was a carefully chosen name by a team with a good sense of humor.
And given my normal penchant for my language, Betsy's on edge here, making sure I don't corrupt her feed.
I can see a kayaker behind Emily.
I can, yes.
So I think that is Richard Buston.
I'll get the telescope out and see.
Yeah. So it looks like he is actually still moving pretty well, which is good to see. I'm just basing that on, it's probably hard to see on camera, but when you're in the kayak, you kind of create like these splashes that come up on either side of your paddle behind you.
I mean, so his stroke rate is quite low.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the others that have come through and come in.
Yeah. But
he is at half speed right now.
But he's only the second.
All through it.
Straight through. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the K1s that we've seen already, all of them except for Harry,
have been part of a relay.
Yeah. And so that's where we see them like really, really hammering it. So it makes sense that we'll see a slower stroke rate from Richard here, since he is one of the straight through paddlers. Harry certainly had a slower rate than the other guys, but I think
Oh yeah.
Harry
But
looked like he had
this is
a little bit of a faster rate than Richard. This looks good.
I would have expected just a little bit more grunt.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. And I think it has been a few years since Richard won a DW, but he's done 15, so we know he can grind it out.
And he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely very experienced, knows what he's doing.
So I think he's just about to overtake.
Yeah, overtaking Emily. We'll see how Emily's doing as well. I think
we have been asked to say hello to Emily from Brett.
Oh yes, so Emily is one of the aqua paddle
ambassadors.
So Emily is actually a professional SUP coach. So if you need SUP coaching, which I think Craig does SUP coaching as well. I know I mentioned his videography and filmography earlier. So they are good contacts for that, for anyone looking. And Emily is also the SUP rep to paddle whales or canoe whales. Okay, so here's Richard coming through.
I think he's just going to go straight through.
Is he going to skip the... Let's see if he's going to skip
Yeah, he's going to skip the... 17.
Okay, wow. So, yeah, that was Richard just paddled straight through. He didn't even pull over. Shouted his number and continued on. We've got Emily coming in here. Let's see if we can have a little chat with Emily, maybe. Hopefully without breaking the audio again. Let's see what we can do. All right. Yeah, it's fine. You can help with it. Oh, we've got the aqua paddle hat as well. We've been talking about. Brett says hi, apparently. So we're repping aqua paddle today. How are you feeling on your paddle so far?
Tired?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Amazing. Yeah, really tired, a bit sore, but I hope to get some food in now. Had a dark hour about an hour ago.
Oh man.
But yeah, took on some protein, so ready to take some carbs now. And
good.
Head through the night.
Oh, good.
All we could do is one paddle stroke at a time.
Yep, that's the way it goes. All
Good
right,
metaphor
fuel
in life.
up. Thank you. That was a great moment. Do you want a hug? So we're seeing a few hugs happen here. I can see
paddler coming
Alexandra and Emily are going to have a little bit of a debrief about how everything's going so far. It definitely looks like it's tough going out there. And yeah, this looks like another K1 coming in.
How's it going?
We are starting to lose the light here, though. I think it's...
Bang on schedule.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I have a sixth sense because it is 8:12, and I said that before I checked my watch.
Yep.
So, yeah, it is sunset right now, and it's certainly a beautiful one.
So we'll have about 20 minutes of this before it goes completely dark.
Yeah. So we give you another view of the checkpoint location here.
Much quieter now.
A lot quieter. Most of those relay teams have gone through. I will say, too, one of the nice things about the race that I've, I knew this was something that Keith wanted to do, but it's another thing to experience it, is to have these checkpoints that are not just at a lock. So they're in between the locks. And the locations have been, so here it's at a rowing club, and there's actually like toilets and showers, which is pretty exciting. So that's, as someone who paddled for many years out of a canoe club that was in a shipping container with a portaloo, out front. I have a lot of appreciation for, a building with a toilet and showers, which I think these paddlers do too. I've seen a lot of the relay crew, especially if you're in a relay leg and you are getting out here, you've just absolutely hammered it for 30 kilometers, and then you've got to get back in a few hours. The option of having a hot shower at this point is that's big. That's kind of immeasurably big, actually, I would say. that would be very nice. All right, so yeah, we've got another K1 paddler coming in here.
Now, a lot of weed on that front bow.
Oh boy, it is. Gosh, that
I mean, there's
a
involuntary
lot.
bungees and then there's involuntary bungees.
Yeah. So you can see she's got, he's got a bunch of weeds there. Yeah, look at that.
There's Oxford Falcon.
All right. So Tom from Falcon. We're just pulling off the tracker and moving it on to the next boat. Next paddler heading off. I believe this is Sweet Temptation.
Recordings of Alex. Yeah, there's a 30 degrees left, slow. Stop racing, Alex.
Alex. There he goes. Awesome, well done. Okay, time for a rest. And we'll keep chugging along. So I think it's definitely starting to get dark here.
We are going to start struggling to get a decent image at this point.
Yep.
My camera's not quite useless now, but it's
getting there.
I'm having to adjust the shutter speed so much in order to get an image that the image is going to be blurry on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're sort of winding down a little bit now.
Definitely. I am wondering if Alex is going to make a call soon about whether she's going to get back on or not. She's been here for a very long time, and she's obviously capable of making the cutoffs in terms of the speed that she can achieve out there. But the distance is certainly challenging. Being able to do that back to back to back for 200 kilometers. So she might have to make a call that I'm sure she doesn't want to make, because it's not a fun position to be in. So you can catch the sunset behind here, though. It's really gorgeous as long as we've got the light. Let's check the tracker. I'm wondering if the Royal so the next crew through is going to be the Egypt's crew. I could call it Newbury. I'm not sure if they're all from Newbury, but I know that Rebecca's from Newbury. So they call them the Newbury crew, which might be a little bit more polite. So let's see who's in the lead right now. Chelmsford and Cornwall is still in the lead. Richmond is still shortly behind them. Where's the Royal? Royal has dropped back. No. Hold on.
The
Okay.
GPS has just jumped.
Sorry. GPS jumped. I take it all back.
Oh.
Okay. All three of them are really tight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I'm guessing that was just a lag on the GPS, because it would be hard to drop and then come back.
Well, that distance there. Oh, we've got a paddler coming in again.
This will be the Newbury crew.
The Newbury crew?
Yes.
The newly renamed Newbury crew to stop.
Yes.
We are approaching 9 o'clock. Once we are past 9 o'clock, we can use the proper.
Oh,
we can
really?
use the proper. According
it's too
to.
bad we're going to have to turn off the live stream before then. So yeah, it looks like we've actually got those top three crews. Royal and Richmond are right next to each other, though.
I would imagine
that is crazy close. Hopefully they're wash hanging.
Yeah, I would imagine that if Royal caught up Richmond I'm going to say
Joe
Richmond.
is
It's
gonna-
George Durden.
or sorry,
Elmbridge.
George, yeah.
He is Elmbridge. Sorry,
it's
Elmbridge.
Richmond and Friends is the
Richmond
crew.
and Friends.
I think it might be Richmond and Friend.
Well, no, because Joe Peterson
Joe
is
Peterson
also
is
not
also-
Richmond.
okay,
So
that's a fair point.
It's not Richmond at all. It's
And Andrew Burkett is Richmond.
one.
And who else is in that?
I think it's a 3-person team, isn't it? So oh no. I think Brett Irvine might be.
Brett's in it. Yeah,
Brett.
Brett's in the later.
There's
I think
2
Brett
Richmonds
has a
and 2
challenging leg. I
non-Richmonds.
think he's overnight. Yeah.
But yeah, back to the point. I think if Royal caught George, they're going to sit on his wash. If George got caught by Royal, he's going to sit on their wash. Either way, there's no point burning energy that you don't need to burn.
Definitely.
Interesting. If we can pan the camera around very, very quickly, we can just see someone just flip it.
Just do a nice.
We can see someone who's getting ready to do the night leg in a surf ski.
Oh.
I like this. I like this a lot.
That is a surf ski.
I am a very big
Look
fan
at that.
of the humble surf ski.
Okay, we've got some surf ski fans here. Let's go check it out. We were wondering, like, we heard something went wrong with the rudder, and we were a little worried about it.
Good luck, Nick. Good luck. Way to go. I'll see you soon.
There's Nick in the surf ski. Awesome.
I know, but you both get a good time, didn't you?
Very good. Literally, we pulled into the torch and didn't snap.
Oh, we had a how was it?
It's good.
Two other sagas.
Not putting 2 bags in the boot was not great, and in the back was a great idea. And then, yeah. Suffer it. I blame the driver. Yeah.
Oh man.
Right, great work, guys.
Thank you.
Keith, how are you feeling about your race?
Yeah, so far so good. We've had a few minor incidents with regards to some boat 22. The rudder broke, but it was great. We kind of think someone said they heard on the live stream.
Yeah.
We didn't advance the rudder, so they were straight up there. And Dennis with the roving support and the motorbike got there super quick.
That's awesome.
Got them fixed up and back on the road, which is nice because we've got the cut-offs and the checkpoints.
Yeah.
But they're pretty sure they're still going to make those ones fine. They've just got an interrupted break to their routine. They're up and running. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And back in the race. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Unfortunately, our prone guy is out. We just got news that they're stopping around in Sanford. So a huge effort so far. Made a long way. I'm sure we're going to see James back at some stage.
I think so.
Either next year, or he's going to reach out to us and see what we can do to try and help him facilitate and taking on that record.
Oh,
so he's a pretty
too
tough
bad.
guy. And he'll review what he's done, learn from it, and be back. I'm sure he'll do better next time.
Yeah. Oh, that's
But
disappointing.
we're pushing on into the night now, so that's always
Yeah.
quite exciting.
Yeah.
And we start seeing the lights come on. It's a real tough stint now as they press on to Pangbourne, but we've got a great team, as we have at all of these checkpoints.
Yeah.
We kind of really told the team at Pangbourne, we're going to need to bring some energy, because when they're going to come to you, they're going to be tired.
Yeah.
We're going to have to lift them, and that's what it takes now. You know what? Everyone's tired.
Yeah.
By the time we get to 100 kilometers in, you're going to be tired. No one's going to be feeling great.
Jan was doing a handstand earlier.
Yeah,
So I've got to say,
you know what? It makes a difference, doesn't it? You know, if you can bring that energy,
yeah,
and it lifts everybody else.
It's
and you
so
know
true.
what? that lifts the spirits of everyone at the checkpoint.
Yep.
And then that means it has a positive ripple effect to everybody else. So it's really great to see that we've got people like that in the race, really bringing the energy, bringing the positivity to it.
It's awesome. We've talked about how much we love the checkpoints. It's really so much
I think
energy.
it's worked really well.
Snacks.
We wanted it to be a hub of energy, a hub of activity, a place for people to like see people, see friends, see more than just their support crew. You know, get clapped in is great, and then send them on their way.
Yeah.
You know, there's long, lonely, dark sections. We had a few people saying I had a bit of a low an hour ago. It's going to be like that all the way through the night. So when they get to these points, bam, we can lift everyone.
Yeah,
great. That's exactly
that'll be awesome. Nice.
It's quite interesting. Quite a few paddlers have said they have experienced a low.
Yeah.
All on the same patch, all at the same time. Is there any theory behind that?
No, you know what? It's kind of we're quite a few hours in now, and so they're switched over energy systems. They're really burning free fatty acids now. They've used up their glucose stores. They've used up their glycogen stores around the liver and their muscles. They're into kind of full aerobic free fatty acid burning mode. And when you're like that, sometimes when you have some sugar, you get a bit of a boost. And then that crashes you back down again, and your body's got to take over. And some of those kind of seasoned old dogs with proper diesel engines, they're going to keep going. I mean, I put myself into that category, and you start digging deep, and you go to that dark place and learn to love it, as we call it. And they'll do that.
Type 2,
yeah,
type 2
exactly it. And you know what? They'll come out the other side. They'll realise they're not made of glass. They'll realise that they're stronger. And they'll go a bit delirious and convince themselves everything's fine, and then they'll hit a low again. And as long as they've got company around them, or as long as they get to see people, that will help them get out of that low and keep pushing them on. But the good thing about the summer is it's a short night. So although they're going into darkness, it's not dark yet. It's not going to be dark for over another hour.
It starts getting light about 5:20, I think.
Exactly that. So it's still a night to get through, but it's not crazy.
Yeah, that's great. What about our Ethan in the red kayak? Do we know if he's going to make the cutoff?
So I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
We know that he got out of checkpoint 1 with about 12 minutes or so to spare.
Okay.
And we kind of think if you're taking it, because the checkpoints are evenly spaced, we haven't front loaded them or anything like that in order to expect someone to be faster. So the likelihood is if you don't make those first ones, or you're just about cutting them, and it's not because of something went wrong or an incident. So we know boat 22, although they'd be closer to this cutoff, actually they were tracking well ahead of it, so they just get back in it. I think it'd be close, and then it's up to him, a decision he makes between him and his support crew, whether it's right to push on to Pangbourne. And we'll see when he gets there. He'll probably make that decision depending on how that last section has gone. Yeah. If he's hit a few lows like everybody else,
could be tough.
He might lean towards thinking, you know what, I've completed two out of the 5 sections, 2 out of the 6 sections.
Yeah.
Let's learn from it and let's come back next year with a plan to do all 6.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really interesting in the boat check. His boat was the one drawing the most attention from the racers, from the spectators, just going, I wouldn't do it in that. And so there is some real guts for him taking this race on in what is could essentially a playboat. Yeah. And so
it shows the different types of people too, and different experience levels. And if he doesn't do it this year, I think he'll come back next year.
I mean, let's get him in a K1 with that attitude, and let's see what he does next year.
Yeah,
well, that's it. And hopefully learn from it. As I said, come and see what other people do. Most of these races, you learn by seeing what someone else has done. You think, oh, wow, I'll do that next year. Everything from lights to nutrition to boat to strategy. Apply all those things just to give yourself a better chance next time. Yeah. You know, George went out in his K1 and he went out on the early start. He gave himself an extra 4-hour window. Yeah. But he's tracking pretty well. Hopefully he'll keep progressing at the same rate as that. He's got boats coming past him now because the team relays are catching him up. So he'll see a few more lights, see a few more people. The faster moving subs aren't too far behind him. So if he does have a low section, at least he'll have a little bit of company because they might catch him up. And that's what it's all about, the kind of spirit of these things, especially through the night. And next year, I think we'll probably over double in numbers. That's a plan. Yeah. We'll really push the marketing. And then when we get to that stage, then it makes it easier for everybody because you see more people. Yeah. You know, there's nothing better than these ultra bikes where you see a light in the distance or a light comes from behind you and it's a friendly face. It's like, say hello. It just lifts you. So the more people get doing it, the more energy there'll be on the whole of the Thames, and it makes the night a lot easier.
Thank you so much, Keith. Really appreciate the time. We're going to let you get back to your race directing.
Excellent.
Congratulations. It's going great. I think, we're just talking about the role that it plays to have, more people in the race, especially at night, because it's so hard to go through the night solo. And so I think that's so true that like the more people who are in the race, when you are solo at night, if you've got people around you, it feels much better, even if they're passing you, or you're passing them. It can kind of change your
breaks up the
mentality.
monotony.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. I touching on something that Keith touched on there. It's the atmosphere that you have here. Obviously the camera and the audio can't really capture atmosphere, but I would say it's much more festivally than most races I've been to. The start was very relaxed, bit more party atmosphere, music going, food, or if you like, it was a festival of ultra paddling.
Yeah.
And Keith had mentioned in a throwaway comment that that's what he was really wanting to achieve, and I think he's done that, and that's what these checkpoints are also doing. Is the teams are bumping, the support crews are bumping into each other, having a chat, whereas with other races the support crews might pass each other very, very quickly, whereas here you've actually got time to sort of catch up. And the vast majority of racing paddlers do know one another, or the 6 degrees of separation is only 1 degree.
Yeah.
So it is nice just to be able to actually just enjoy our sport.
Yeah.
And celebrate it.
Yeah.
In such a bizarre way as doing 200k down a river.
Not bizarre for paddlers, I think. Not bizarre for ultra paddlers. I think it's I was really disappointed to hear that James Fletcher has had to drop out. I think that was I was really hoping he was going to get that SUP record today, but sorry, not the SUP, the prone record. But as we've said, like, it's incredibly difficult, and he made it a really long way today, and we'll try and catch up with him later to hear more about, what happened and when he's going to come back and try again. But yeah, too bad to hear about that. So it was Fletcher, and I'm not sure if Kate has kept going or not. We'll have to check. I would imagine she might have dropped out if James did, but if she's feeling good, she could have continued, depending on kind of what's gone on with the Fletchers. Michael Frost dropped out early. He was on an inflatable SUP. But yeah, most people making it through, which is really good to see. Maybe we'll just see if we can catch Alex quickly. It looks like she might be getting back on, which would be great. And now I wonder if she and Emily might go together too. That could be another nice way to get through the night. But yeah, what a day. Thanks to everyone who's been watching. We're not going to sign up quite yet, but just a reminder that we'll be back live again tomorrow early morning at the finish. And you can keep tracking the boats through the night tonight on the GPS tracker. So you can find that at thames200ultra.com/GPS tracking. And you can also watch our live stream next to the GPS that way too. So if you keep that up, then you'll see us when we go live again early in the morning tomorrow. We're not sure what time yet, so we'll try and do an update on that so that you know what time we're coming on. But if the top relay crews keep going at the same pace, it could be a very early morning. So yeah, we'll see. Let's see if we can catch Alex and Emily.
It looks like she's getting ready to get back on.
I think she's getting ready. Let me see if I can ask about. Do you know if Alex is going to get back on?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
With
Emily?
Paddle with Emily, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's just
concerned about her legs being tired on with all the locks.
Yeah.
In the dark, so just the two of them just be safer together.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great. I was wondering if they would end up going together because I think we were talking about how hard it is through the night solo for anyone.
Yeah.
But let alone with all the portages and tired legs.
Well, exactly. Yeah, when you don't know it in the dark. So yeah, they're just getting sorted now, and then they're going
that's great. Are you support for Alex today?
Well, I've only just got back here again because I've just had the two kids. So we've got two kids, which was our lockdown project. And they've now with the babysitter and fast asleep, so that's good.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I've now escaped out.
Yeah, I actually was reading. I think it was with Sup Magazine that Alex did an article about like paddling through pregnancy and COVID. Yeah. So that's a great article if anyone watching wants to look that up.
Because she got back into racing like 6 weeks after giving birth to Grace, and I think she raced in the Nationals actually at Cardiff.
Yeah.
Like 6 weeks after, so yeah, she did all right.
Yeah.
But she's not done too much this year at all. So we've moved house about 5 weeks ago, so that's been a big priority this year. So it's just like, but she's more interested in trying to do a big one next year. So this is more of a recce in some regards to see what it's like for next year.
She was saying she wants to do a world record from. Remind me where it's from.
Well, the whole route's really just
this route.
This route.
Oh, great.
From what a source to sea or whatever its devices. So so this was more of a recce because she's done the second half. She's just not done the first half. So that was why she was doing this as the first half too.
Is that what because she mentioned going from Reading?
Yeah, well, she did the race a few years ago from Henley.
Down
to Teddington.
Yeah.
And so and we live in Wargrave, which is right on the river anyway. So so the intent was probably to bail there anyway.
Yeah.
So but just see how they go now. Just see how Emily, they just both want to be together, really, just from a safety point of view, bottom line.
Yeah.
So, see where it ends up.
Nice. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Excited to see her continue on. Awesome. Okay, so Alex and Emily are going to keep paddling through the night together, which should be really helpful from a safety standpoint, and then, of course, I'm sure from just a motivation standpoint. So that's your answer to that question. And we'll still have a few more boats coming through here later, but we have lost the light. So
I mean, just before the light fully goes.
Yeah, mine's in that other bag.
If you look down there is a channel. One goes to the left and one goes to the right. And we've still got light and we can't see that. So these guys are going to be paddling in the dark. I don't know how far the visibility in front will go.
Yeah.
But these are some dark stretches.
It is challenging. And, I said earlier, too, there's not much lights along these stretches.
No.
I mean, you can see there's a few street lights over there, but then if you look ahead down that way, right, there's just nothing. So it's much less densely populated.
I remember talking to someone post DW, and they're saying, it's dark, Newbury, dark.
Exactly.
And I get lost when I'm on a stretch of river that I don't know, and it's daylight. So goodness knows what how they navigate these.
Yeah,
I've got options.
You just got to keep checking in with Alex.
Following us down.
We're just doing final preps before getting back on.
So see how many more kilometers.
The lights are all on. We are Christmas tree mode right
now. All right. Well, lights are on and we are off. So, we are going to sign off for the night and actually get some rest, and then we'll be with you early tomorrow morning, hopefully fresh after a night of sleep, unlike the paddlers.
I know what you're like. You're going to be following this online all the way through the night.
You can all join us in losing sleep by watching little GPS dots. Yeah, definitely not. I think we're all going to be watching the GPS dots tonight, because I can't wait to see what happens.
It's too close, right?
Yeah, especially up at the front there. I'm very excited to see how things progress with each of the different teams who are taking on the different legs. Yeah. See if Royal and Richmond hang together. See if they catch up Chelmsford. Maybe all three of them will go through the night together.
I mean, that would
be a
certainly
smart
maximise
tactic.
navigation and company.
Yeah.
Especially
But,
if they can share some washes as they go through.
Yeah. Chelmsford might have to slow down a little bit for that one.
Oh, the shame of it. The shame.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, watch the GPS dots, and we are going to see you bright and early in the morning at the finish. If you've got questions or comments, leave them on the YouTube or send a message on Instagram or Facebook to Paddle Daily or Sup Racer. And remember that we're on a new live stream link again in the morning. So if you manage to move with us from number 1 to number 2, it's just as easy to get to number 3. It's listed on youtube.com/@paddlermedia. And you just go to the live section and then you go to live number 3 from the finish. So see you there.